our next department is you probably have not heard of this department. It's computer science. And here to speak about computer science is the chair, Professor Adnan Darwish. And Adnan does work in artificial intelligence. He has a lot of real intelligence, but he works on actually extremely theoretical artificial intelligence and also very practical artificial intelligence. In fact, the websites for Toyota and its Lexus division, the software that they use to allow customers to pick the car they're going to buy and also have that match the cars that are actually available in production or available on the dealer lots. The people who wrote that software wrote it following a paper that they read his paper and did what he said to do in the paper. And there's this quote from an interview with Professor Darwish where he said, "What was particularly gratifying was that the engineers found my publications sufficiently detailed to implement the work without additional help from me or my group." So he came up with this idea and wrote a paper clear enough that they just read the paper and wrote the code to implement his art. And this is just one example. He builds lots of real systems as well as working on a theory. But here to talk about the computer science department as a whole is its chair, Professor Darwish.
Thank you, Rick, and good morning, everyone. Right, I guess I will start by saying that this is a particularly exciting time for computer science. The field has actually seen phenomenal progress over the last 5 to 10 years, all kind of applications based on that are actually touching our daily lives and positively impacting our societies. There was a time when being a computer science major or a graduate was just about programming and writing small programs. It has changed recently. This is now more about building integrated systems that interface with all kind of aspects of things. Think of self-driving cars, facial recognition systems, personal assistance, face recognition, basically machine translation, web search, all kind of applications that are out there and we all use all the time on our phones and so on. Now, there are various computer science applications that stand behind these applications, and you see them actually on the screen out there. Our department actually pretty much covers all of that, and our faculty in these areas not only teach courses in these subjects, but they also do cutting-edge research to move some of these areas to the next level. So this includes artificial intelligence, data science, vision and graphics, classical software and hardware systems, internet architecture, and so on. Let me say here that our faculty have actually left some marks on some of these areas. For example, in artificial intelligence, one of our faculty members actually have a Turing Award, which is the equivalent of a Nobel Prize. There is no Nobel Prize in computer science, so the Turing Award is that. And another faculty who's affiliated with our department had actually invented what's known as object-oriented programming. That's pretty much the dominant programming paradigm that people use today. And he also has a Turing Award. That's another Nobel Prize. And recently helped us design some of our advanced programming courses. Yet another faculty member actually has an Oscar in computer graphics because his work in this area has actually impacted the use of that in the movie industry. And I should also say that our department is known as the birthplace of the internet, as the very first signal that went over the internet a while back actually came out of our department in Boulter Hall. Some of you may be visiting that building. So this was a while back. Today, one of our faculty members is actually involved in leading national efforts in designing the future internet architecture, as the current architecture is viewed to have been outgrown by modern demands. Let me just mention one more remark on this line. A substantial number of our faculty are actually directing the research towards health under the umbrellas of computational medicine and smart health, with very strong ties to the medical school at UCLA, which is as you may know, one of the best medical schools in the nations, therefore creating even further more opportunities for undergraduates. Now, some of you may be asking, isn't all of that more relevant to graduate students? How does it affect me as an undergraduate student? Well, the old model was that undergraduate students study and graduate students do research. That's no longer the case. Now, undergraduate students can also get involved in research, and many more of them are doing so. I can tell you, at least in my own research group, at this particular point, it happens that I have as many undergraduates as I have graduate students working with me on research. And this is one of the great benefits of pursuing an undergraduate degree at a top-notch research institution. The other way that you see the benefit of that as an undergraduate student is through course offerings. The current undergraduate programs are pretty flexible, allowing students to do a lot of electives. And if you see in our department, many of our electives actually mirror what we have at the graduate level. So we offer courses in artificial intelligence, machine learning, data mining and data science, security and cryptography, medical imaging. Yes, this is at the undergraduate level, right? Many schools, such courses will only be available to graduate students. So let me mention here a couple of last remarks that we're an aspiring department undergoing significant growth now. In the next few years, we expect to add between 10 to 15 faculty members. What this means for you as an undergraduate is basically more course offerings and more opportunities for specialization at the undergraduate level, more bandwidth for us to absorb undergraduates in our research programs. And I should say that this growth is also happening at a time when we just moved to one of the most beautiful and technologically advanced buildings on campus, Engineering 6. Make sure you stop by if you have a chance during the day. So somewhat in conclusion, this is a very exciting time for us as computer science, both because of the global state of the field and because of the particular state of our department and the School of Engineering state. Some of you have declared computer science as a major. You'll hear more about our department later and talk to me and some of our faculty. And for all of our prospective engineering students, let me just conclude by saying I do hope that you join us, join the School of Engineering, become a member of the UCLA family, and come enjoy living in one of the most vibrant and culturally diverse cities, the city of Los Angeles. I'm sure you'll find it most rewarding. Thank you.